Watch the cord.
Yeah, I'm gonna fall over that motherfucker.
We ain't getting up no more.
You didn't cheat, did you?
No, I didn't even see that. I already answered that. So, what's up? Welcome. We're the Vegas Benchwarmers. I'm Eric. He hate me 702. This is
Jeremy with a G.
And we are doing our Vegas Benchwarmers podcast. And with this podcast, we are going over NBA trade / the draft. Just to let you know, it's going to be a lot of me talking. So if you don't like hearing my voice or don't want to hear me talk, just mute it. Don't leave, okay? Just mute it.
Oh God, there's so many cameras.
We got so many cameras. We should do a Twitter fleet on this bitch. That's what it's called, a story now. Okay, so it's called a Twitter fleet. Man, Twitter, I'm just letting y'all know. The stories on Twitter, I'm not down with them. By the way, follow us at LV Benchwarmers. And like, subscribe, comment, share, all those good stuff. Subscribing is free. So all y'all on Facebook, go to YouTube, look up Vegas Benchwarmers, hit the subscribe. All y'all on YouTube right now, if you're watching, hit the subscribe. All right, so first question. The way we're going to do this is, Jeremy, why do I keep clapping? Okay. The way we're going to do this, I mean, hyped, I'm ready for this. It's a game. The way we're going to do this is, Jeremy going to ask questions. I'm going to give my thoughts. And then Jeremy's going to probably respond off those thoughts or just keep it moving. All right. There's 2 questions Jeremy came up with that I don't know about. The other 4 I came up with. We're going to start with Jeremy's, though. Let's get those out the way now.
Okay, let's start with the easy one.
Okay, what's the easy one? Let's see.
Can short people be good basketball players?
Yes, but we need to know your definition of short. And when you say good, are we talking about NBA good?
Yeah.
Okay, yes. But what is your definition of short?
Let's say 5'9" short.
Oh, you making that low as shit. Okay, so right off the bat, you have Muggsy Bogues and Spud Webb. Muggsy Bogues played for the Charlotte Hornets. I think he was 5'4". Michael Jordan ended his career by yelling at him and stepping away and saying, "Shoot the fucking ball, midget," in a game. Spud Webb actually won a dunk contest and played for the Atlanta Hawks. And I think Spud Webb, Muggsy Bogues was 5'3". Earl Boykins was 5'5". Spud Webb was 5'6". Isaiah Thomas and Nate Robinson are both 5'9". Isaiah Thomas had MVP votes when he played for the Celtics. Fucked up his hip. $30 million gone. Nate Robinson was never really an all-star, but I think he won 3 slam dunk contests. And he got the bag. So, I mean, yes, they can. Are they going to be LeBron-level players? Fuck no. Michael Jordan? No. They're automatically at a disadvantage on defense. Automatically.
Can you turn that fan on?
Yeah. Because fan. Yeah.
I'm scared of hitting me.
Okay. How do you turn the fan?
On the top of the back. Behind the fan.
You just unplug it, bitch.
No, you don't just unplug it. You're trying to blow my fan out. I'm not trying to buy another fan.
So, yes, they can be. They easily can be can play in the NBA. So, like somebody my size, it'd be hard.
What about me?
Your size, it'd be hard. But we got to get a lot of luck and be able to jump.
Yeah, I can't jump anymore.
Yeah, so I'm fucked. Okay, what was the next one?
In which city did the first basketball game play in 1891?
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I didn't realize it went back that far.
Yeah, so I mean, there's tons of leagues, but it's not an NBA game. It had to be. Is it in the Midwest?
Hold on. I covered it up so you couldn't see the answer. No.
New York.
Close.
Okay, what was it?
Springfield, Massachusetts.
Okay, that the fucking shit. Springfield.
I didn't realize basketball went back that far.
No, I'm sorry. That's not right. That's not right.
It is right.
That's not right. The first basketball game was played in Kansas by James Naismith's team that he played when he created the game.
Check it.
But the first professional game was Springfield, Massachusetts. Yes. But the first basketball game, yes. Okay. That was fucking damn, I thought you were gonna give me something good.
No.
Like I thought I was gonna be like
You forgot who I was?
I thought I should have known it was gonna be one of those. But I even said it's gonna be one of those player stat questions, and you're like, nope, nope. It goes back though.
It goes back a long time.
Okay, so there's the first question right there.
Thoughts on Bucks trades?
Yes, so you know the Bucks made 2 trades, right?
I heard about this one.
All right, so they made the Drew Holiday trade, and they made a trade for Bogdan Bogdanovic. I probably fucked that name up.
There's a 99.9% chance you fucked that up. You can't get Aaron Donald's name right.
Say it.
Bogdanovic.
Bogdanovic. Okay, so they traded 3 players and got 2 back for Bogdanovic. 1 him and a rotation player.
Hmm.
And then they traded 2 players for Drew Holiday. My thoughts on it? Oh, they also traded 5 picks for Drew Holiday. So in essence, the way I look at it is they gave up 7 players for 1. So granted, the picks are, I had them written down and I threw that piece of paper away. Shit. I think it's 2024, 2025 swap pick, 2026, 2027 swap pick, and 2028. Or 2020 from Indiana. Yeah. So basically what a swap pick means is, and there's no protection on the swap picks. So I trade you and say you have these picks. You don't get them, but you get to pick the better pick. So say my team is good and your team sucks, you'll take your pick. But say my team sucks and has a better pick than yours, you're going to take that. So, and that's 4 or 5 years from now.
Yeah.
So team could be totally different. So they gave up 7 players, but they needed to give up a lot to get somebody because they needed a point guard. Eric Bledsoe was not working out for them. Drew Holiday is a very good point guard. He literally can play defense. He's a great playmaker. He averages good points. He's played with Anthony Davis. He's been in the playoffs and he shut down Dame Lillard. And they're in the East. The problem that I have is I don't think it makes him that much better. I don't. Like Eric Bledsoe's not very good and he's above average. But unless they're going to change their whole style and stop playing Giannis ball, and he's going to show up in the playoffs, but I still think the Nets beat them, a healthy Nets team with Kyrie and KD. I still think a healthy Boston team beats them. I still think the Raptors may beat them. Still think Miami may beat them. And I want to say my Sixers, but I have no faith in them right now.
But you get Doc Rivers.
But also, just to give you an idea, they can both leave next year. So Drew Holiday has a player option.
Really?
He can opt out. He can say, fuck you, I'm gone. And at the same time, Giannis, the Greek freak who plays for the Bucks, can leave too. So if he re-signs and they win a championship, is it worth it? Yes. But if he doesn't re-sign, you've just mortgaged your future. And it could look as bad as the Brooklyn Nets trade with the Boston Celtics. Next one is...
What are your thoughts on the Chris Paul trade?
I love it. What do you think about it first?
I don't know. I don't know that much about basketball to be able to give
Well, you know who Chris Paul
any
is.
kind of insight on it.
So if you guys don't know, Chris Paul, of course, played for the Rockets 2 years ago, got traded to the Thunder, led the Thunder to, I think, the 6th seed this year, and led them to 7 games against the Rockets. You know the Phoenix Suns, because we've talked about it multiple times, they have the team that has never won 4 games in a row outside the bubble. Devin Booker's a star, but Devin Booker also puts up what I consider empty stats. He puts up stats and they don't win. So having Chris Paul, you have a veteran mentorship, veteran leader, a guy that if he doesn't regress they're going to make the playoffs for the first time since like 2008. Maybe 2007. But Chris Paul made All NBA last year, okay? All NBA team last year. Led his team to the playoffs, okay? And got traded for like 2 real players and a pick. Drew Holiday did not lead his team to the playoffs in the Western Conference, but they gave up 5 picks and 2 players.
That's crazy.
That's
How does that work?
it because of Chris Paul's age and his contract. Chris Paul's contract is $41 million. So, and he has another option next year.
And didn't you tell me that their contracts are their contracts?
It's guaranteed. It's guaranteed.
It's just like the MLB.
Yeah, it's guaranteed. So like they do buyouts, they can waive them, but if they waive them, they still have to pay the money to them. They 90% of the time they do buyouts. So if I'm not mistaken, there's
like an injury settlement, I think.
Not even just like that. Like Carmelo Anthony got traded from the Thunder to the Hawks for Dennis Schroeder. The Hawks wanted to start a rebuild, and they literally turned around and bought Melo out of his contract. He never played a game for them, and then he went and signed with the Rockets. No injury whatsoever. They just got a draft pick, and they got rid of a player that they weren't going to use anymore. That was still pretty good. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So no, it happens. A lot of times it happens when you overpay a player and you can't get rid of them. Then you buy them out, which a lot of players got overpaid. I think the trade. I love the trade, but honestly, they're not going to win championship. I mean, they're not. You still have the Lakers, in my opinion, that are better. You still have the Nuggets that are better. You still have the Clippers that are better. Maybe the Mavs and definitely the Warriors. So right now, I put them at a 60. So the 6 seed, they'd be playing the 4 seed. So they could be playing the Clippers, the Nuggets, the Mavs, any of those teams I just mentioned, the Lakers, the Warriors. Do they get past them? Probably not. But for the development of Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton, I think it helps them a lot. It changes the culture.
Yeah.
They've gone from now a losing culture to having somebody that says, fuck you, I'm holding you accountable, we're going to win. I think that helps them out a lot. Unless old age and father time catches up to Chris Paul all of a sudden overnight, because he is 35 or 36. And he did have his best game last year. So if he regresses, they're fucked. They're fucked.
Yeah.
They're not making the playoffs. They have the shot of being the 6 seed, in my opinion, or being like a 10 seed, which doesn't make the playoffs, and you've given up your pick, which I don't know if it's this year or not. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I still love the trade overall.
I wish I knew more. I could put my 2 cents in, but I don't know anything. And I'm sure Eric's going to force me to watch basketball games this season.
He's watching them. I've already said this shit. This shit's bullshit. Next is the Lakers trade. Lakers Thunder trade. You don't know about that one, right? Okay. So the Lakers.
Don't hit the table too hard. Because if my iPad falls over, we're screwed.
The Lakers traded for Dennis Schroeder. They traded Danny Green and I want to say a pick. But they kept Kyle Kuzma. Bucks and Fire. Oh, why did I just go to this one? God damn it. There it is. Okay, yeah, they acquired. So the Lakers trade Danny Green and a first-round pick to the Thunder, 2020. So the Lakers have the last pick in the draft. So they traded Danny Green, which you watched some of the playoffs, but he was the one that missed a shot in Game 5, the three-pointer at the end.
Yeah.
They traded him. His contract was, I think, the third highest on the team. And they traded him and their pick this year, which basically it's not going to help them right now unless they got lucky as fuck. For a guy that I think fits perfectly. I love the trade. Rondo's now gone, but you have a guy that shot 38% from three-point last year. So high 30s.
Is that good?
Yeah, I was about to explain that. Okay. High 30s, low 40s is pretty damn good for 3 points. Even field goal percentage, 40 to 45, 47% is pretty good, depending on it. Now, are there outliers? Yes, there are some people that shoot way better than that. But if you're not the superstar and you're not a specialist as a 3-point shooter and you're shooting 38% from the field, that's not really that bad. Okay. On the plus side, if you're shooting 33% from the field, you should probably stop shooting 30.
Because I mean, me knowing nothing, looking at that and seeing 38%, and it's like you're not even 50%. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Buddy,
But like I said, I don't know anything.
No, but I'm gonna give you like an idea. You know who Stephen Curry is, right?
Yeah.
Stephen Curry is the best three-pointing guard, 3-point shooting guard ever. Okay, he shot 47% in 2018 and 19. His highest is 49. That is the greatest 3-point shooter in the history of the NBA. So, like, I get it, but like, you don't with factors depending on who's jumping in your way. You remember these shots aren't open. He's not wide open.
Yeah.
Depending on how tired you are, there's a lot of different factors that go into that. Now, free throws, yes, you should be shooting above 50% from the free throw line. And most good players shoot 80 to 90%. If you don't shoot 80% to me in free throws, you should be fucking slapped. Unless you're a big man. But so like that's just to give you like an idea of what 3-point rate percentages are. Let me just see if I can pull up what 3-point percentage NBA. Yeah. So besides were these last year? I was wondering what the fuck that noise was.
What is it?
It's on here. So per game. So the best 3-point percentage last year was 46.8%. So if you look, he shot right in here. 38. Where's the He's somewhere here. See, there's a lot of 38 people here. But that's not like there goes 37. So that's the top 100 shooters. And then you get to 38 around 61. So that's pretty average. Pretty good. He also is a 15 to 20 point a game scorer. So again, is that huge? No, because James Harden's averaging 30 points a game. But he's not James Harden. No. He's a role player. So 15 to 18 points, and he was coming off the bench most of it last year. He can play off ball as a 2 guard. And the best thing, I think, is they get to keep Kyle Kuzma. Kyle Kuzma was the draft pick with Lonzo Ball, but was drafted later. And he played really, really good. He's also the guy whose trainer said that LeBron James didn't want to play against Kawhi in the beginning of the season.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then he shut him the fuck up real quick. Shut the fuck up now. So Kuz is probably going to get traded, but by keeping him, they still have a trade piece because he's still young enough. He's still on his rookie scale contract, which he has to. I think he resigns next year. Now we're going to talk about the NBA draft. And what time is 17 minutes? We went a lot faster than what I thought we were.
Sean Chen's asking how many more hours to the draft. It's tomorrow.
It's tomorrow. It starts at 8:05 Eastern time.
So 5:05 here in Vegas.
Yep. So we have 24 hours. Just about. Almost. Yeah. 25 hours. 25 hours to the draft. So we're not going to go into a lot of the draft because there's too much shit for me to go over. Even though I love to talk, I don't want to talk about that much because I hate being wrong. And if I go through and pick 1 to 10, I'm going to be wrong probably 7 of those 10 picks. So we're just going to go the top 3. Okay? Do you know any of these people in the draft?
No.
Okay. So the consensus top 3 is Anthony Edwards from Georgia.
I've heard about him.
He's a shooting guard. So he plays the same position as Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan. And he can jump out of the fucking building. Athletic freak like crazy. Then you have LaMelo Ball, who is related to Lonzo Ball, who happens to be related to LeVar Ball, unfortunately. Well, I mean, fortunately, because he got 2 sons in the NBA.
It's fortunate, but unfortunate.
And got a third in NBA tryout.
It's fortunate, but unfortunate at the same time.
Exactly. So he went over and played in,
Lithuania.
Yes, there you go. He also is part owner of an NBA team, of a team in Lithuania. So, and he's like 19. Did you hear me?
Must be nice to have that kind of money.
So, but they worked their ass off for it. In this scenario, his dad and them, they did work their ass off for it. They made themselves into, well, let me get this straight. They worked their ass off to get Lonzo and them, to get them good at basketball. And then he had the marketing wherewithal to make them into a household name. Like they were on WWE TV, saying the N-word.
Well, I mean,
like Lonzo Ball was like, beat that nigga's ass! Beat that nigga's ass! I'm serious! It was Alonzo. I mean, LaMelo Ball was saying that. So, and LeVar took off his shirt. Like, Yeah, he made himself into a brand, and that's just absolutely amazing.
I'm sure I'd get along with his kids, but
oh, me and him would have a blast. I would love to get him on the podcast. We just don't.
If you're doing that, I'm not going to be here.
We don't have enough money to pay him to come on the podcast.
We don't have enough money to pay me to be here.
Me neither. Shit. So LaMelo Ball, he played in Lithuania. He's a tall point guard. I don't know how well he is defensively, but he has ball handles. He can score.
Well, I think at one point, weren't they talking about him being the number 1 pick?
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. These are the consensus top 3. There is no number 1. So the consensus, any one of these 3 can go number 1. LaMelo, he started off as the number 1 pick. Everybody thought so. But depending on the fits and the needs and what happens with the trades, depends on who goes number 1. If you got any of these 3, in my opinion, all of these 3 have high potential. All 3 of them do. But they also have high bust factors. Because it's just none of them stand out to me as much, and especially with the shortened college basketball season, and not really seeing these kids play for the last year. Like you saw Anthony Edwards play at his pro day, and there was some reports that it was underwhelming, but Anthony Davis and LeBron James are there. So LaMelo's not number 2, but could be number 2. And then the last is James Wiseman. James Wiseman, I think, is a 7'1" or 7'1" center. He was the guy that got kicked out of Memphis last year because we talked about the story. Penny Hardaway was a coach. He played high school with him. He ended up going, and they said improper benefits, and he just benefits, and he just said, "Fuck you guys, I'm done." Remember we were talking about that?
Yeah.
All right. So.
Sorry, I'm responding to somebody.
He is an athletic center that's a defensive protector that is agile and would work in this day and age. One of those centers like a DeAndre Ayton with the Suns, where depending on where he goes, depends on, in my opinion, how much he blossoms. So those are the 3 considered. There's a lot of other ones. Obi Toppin, RJ Hampton, he's not a consensus top 3, but there's a lot of good people in this draft. I don't think it's top heavy. I just think that out of these 3, there's going to be one that will probably be very, very good. And then you'll get a lot of good to great rotation players. You'll have some flirt with all-stars, maybe get a perennial all-star down the line, but you'll have a lot of good players depending on the fits. Minnesota has the first pick.
The Timberwolves?
Yes!
I'm getting there.
Yes! Okay, so Minnesota, now I did listen to the jump today, and the GM or whoever the fuck he was for Minnesota was talking. They could trade that pick. But I only think they trade that pick is if they know Edwards is going to be available later on. He did say that he can take Wiseman, and he sees that fitting together. Because 2 big men playing next to each other normally don't work, but it happened last year with the Lakers. So he's basically saying if you have a dynamic big man like Anthony Davis, it will work. So I could see him taking Wiseman, but I think Edwards is a guy. Edwards feels to me more of a fit. D'Angelo Russell still plays on ball. He's still your point guard. If you bring in LaMelo, one of them are going to have to play off ball, or LaMelo is going to be coming off the bench as your 6th man. If you bring in James Wiseman, yes, you're going to have 2 big-ass dudes right next to each other. James is playing center. Anthony Towns is playing power forward who can shoot. Very, very good shooter. But I just think Anthony Edwards fits in perfectly. They need wing help, in my opinion. Their depth at wings is not as good. They have some good players. If I'm not mistaken, they have Malik Beasley on their team that they got traded from the fucking Nuggets. Is he still in the Nuggets? Yeah, he's on the Minnesota Timberwolves. So he's a point guard, shooting guard, 6'4". So they have him, but having another shooting guard, another player at that position, the wing position, I think is just a good fit. Keep getting out of frame on Facebook. Okay, so
it's all right. I'll be out of frame because I don't know what I'm talking about.
The Warriors, which you know about the Warriors.
Yeah.
How do the Warriors have such a good team that went to 4 or 5 straight finals? Get the number
Calm
2
down
pick.
on hit the table.
Get the number 2 pick. Because they sucked last year, right? So I think they take Wiseman.
They have the number 2 pick.
Yep. Unless there's a trade at Minnesota.
Yeah.
I do think that the Warriors could entertain the trade market. But this is the issue. Let's just look at their roster right now, okay? So right now they got Steph, Clay, Andrew Wiggins, Steph at the point guard, Klay Thompson at the shooting guard, Andrew Wiggins at the small forward, and Draymond Green at the power forward. You notice I didn't say center? And James Wiseman's the center. And that's what they've needed. So could they pair Andrew Wiggins and the number 2 pick with somebody? Yes. But who are you going to get? Maybe DeMar DeRozan? Maybe you get DeMar DeRozan and play him at shooting guard, at small forward. But if it was me, I would take the length and the athletic ability for Andrew Wiggins and try to mold him into a more of a defensive guy. And then I would pick James Wiseman. I don't think they trade the pick. The Hornets, you're going to have to clip this because this is going to be a big news, okay? I'm about to make a prediction right here, okay?
I'll just know when you go like this.
Prediction.
Spirit fingers.
Spirit fingers, okay? Hornets, I think, trade their pick. Unless they have the 3rd pick. Hornets are owned by Michael Jordan. Unless Anthony Edwards is available. If Anthony Edwards is available, I think they take him. Because I think Jordan would like a shooting guard. I could see them taking James Wiseman, which I think would fit great with Devontae Graham, fucking PJ Washington at the power forward, Devontae Graham at the point guard, Malik Monk at the shooting guard, who hasn't lived up to his potential. I don't know who the fuck they have at small forward. Nobody knows. And then, somebody probably knows. And then you got James Wiseman at your center. I think that works out perfectly. But it works with their timeline. The fit works, the timeline works. Same thing with Anthony Edwards in the Minnesota. I think that timeline works because as they start to build and push, Anthony Edwards starts getting good. Maybe in a year or two, when they're actually a contender for the title, that's when it helps benefits them the most. With the Hornets, if Anthony Edwards there, I think he fits in and slides in. I think in this day and age, you can get away with not having a big man. But you do need these wing positions. But I ultimately think that the Hornets will make a trade. And shout out to YouTuber Crispy Flakes, because I was bored at work today and I was watching his YouTube channel. And he said that the Hornets are the leaders to land Russell Westbrook. There you go. Needs some action. Russell fucking Westbrook. You know who Russell Westbrook is, right? Yeah. The walking triple-double, the man that once out of Houston, the man that said, I want to go back to my dominant ball handling ways and being the leader, the general of the floor. I think they trade the number 3 pick, Nicholas Batum, and Terry Rozier for Russell Westbrook. And just go on. Russell Westbrook on this team in the East is a playoff team. They're not winning shit, but they're a playoff team. And I think they go there because they don't get big markets. So my suggestion is Anthony Edwards goes 1. Wiseman goes 2. And the Hornets trade the 3 pick, Nicholas Batum, and Terry Rozier to the Houston Rockets for Russell Westbrook. And the Houston Rockets keep fucking James Harden. Please don't trade him to the Nets. Keep James Harden and draft LaMelo Ball. That's how the draft goes. I got all hyped and great about that. Does that say 28 minutes? On the live?
29 minutes.
29 minutes. Well, we don't got time for rapid fire. He's got some places to be.
That's all right. We can do it.
You got to go to Apex? Oh, it's 4:29. What time are you going to leave?
All
right, we'll do rapid fire.
Just stop hitting the table so hard. You gonna buy me a new iPad?
We'll do rapid fire. I'll buy you a table.
That shit's expensive.
I know my daughter just wanted to buy one. She $1,100 iPad.
It's ridiculous.
Sort of fucking shit. Her mom's like, if you pay $500, I'll pay $500. I'm like, good. That's what happens. Fuck that shit. You can get a damn fucking $200 tablet. Shut up.
So wait, before that, let's do this.
Oh, all right. So Jeremy is making these predictions.
Oh, fuck.
He doesn't know that though.
Oh, Lord.
These are rapid fire. Okay.
Oh,
So these are Jeremy's. This is Jeremy questions. He ain't know about these. I ain't tell him about this. I just told him there was gonna be some rapid fire
This
questions.
is going to be ugly.
Jeremy learns the NBA. All right. So, do you know who James Harden is?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know who the Brooklyn Nets are?
Yeah.
Do you know the Philadelphia 76ers are?
Yeah, I know who they are.
James Harden said he wants a trade. He traded. He turned down an extension that would have paid him $50 million a season. And said, I want the fuck out of Houston. His top two targets are the Nets with KD, Kyrie Irving, Steve Nash, and his old head coach, Mike D'Antonio, as the assistant. Steve Nash is the head coach. Or the Philadelphia 76ers with, I don't know how that trade would work out, but with the Nets, it'd probably be 4 players not mentioned that I named. With the Sixers, it's probably going to be Joel Embiid and him with Doc Rivers and his old president, Daryl Morey. Where do you think James Harden gets traded to? The Nets or the Sixers or other?
Let's say the Nets.
All right. And if he gets traded to the Nets, do you think they win a title next season or this season that starts December 22nd?
Yes. We're just going to go with it. We'll see what happens. He's writing down that I'm an idiot or something.
No. Not write it down. Do you know who DeMar DeRozan is?
No.
Okay. So let me jog your memory. DeMar was the guy that got traded for Kawhi in Toronto. DeMar got traded to the Spurs. He opted into his player option of like $27 million. Okay. Opted into it. Said, I want this 27 because I'm not going to get this shit anywhere else. Okay. You have no clue who he is, but I want to know, do you think DeMar DeRozan gets traded before the NBA season on December 22nd? The Spurs are basically entering a rebuild mode, in my opinion.
I'm going to say no.
Okay, so you say he plays a whole season with the Spurs.
Well, you said, does he get traded before the NBA season?
Okay, so you're sorry. You're right. So he does not get traded in the next 18 days or month and a half.
A month and like 10 days.
Yeah, a month and 10 days. So he stays. So he starts the season with the Spurs.
I think so.
Okay.
I don't know.
I'm tweeting these out, by the way.
Oh, great.
Okay.
I'm going to get roasted on Twitter.
Do you think that Russell Westbrook will be traded to the Charlotte Hornets or the New York Knicks? Or other?
Go with New York.
New York Knicks. Okay.
Why you got to put me on the spot?
Because this is fun to me. so, and I talk like this whole time. So, I told you. Okay, so this is the last one. Last question right here. This is going to be the last question. Because I crossed these two out, and I'm just going to come up with it off the top of the dome. Okay? Who is in the NBA Finals this season? Go. 2 teams. I have to pick one from the East and the West. If you pick one, I'll tell you if you get it right.
Go with. Ooh, do I want the Lakers or do I want Golden State?
Ooh, somebody pays attention. That's a tough one.
I'm gonna go with Golden State. And for shits and giggles, let's go with New York.
Which New York team? The Knicks?
Yeah. I had to make sure I got the East. And then
You got it. You got it. You know, you could have said the Nets, the team you just said that would win the championship.
Look, Have you met me before? You know what?
I'm gonna
In
need-
3 seconds, I'll forget
Just
exactly.
listen. This is
all
what we're
of it.
gonna need you to do. We're gonna need this section of this video just cut up and post on YouTube from other short stories.
It's on its own.
Oh, what we can do is we can, if this happens. Oh, we're rubbing this shit in everybody's face. We're rubbing this shit in everybody's face. Book it! You heard it here. The Knicks versus the Warriors in the NBA Finals. This season. Right?
Yeah, just don't bet on it.
You bet on that. You will win so much motherfucking money.
Bro, if you bet on it, I get 50 fucking
If
percent.
you bet $1, I guarantee you could bet, you just go bet $10 on the Knicks making the finals because Jeremy said it. I guarantee you'll win 1,000 if they make it. I'm not even joking. They have like 1,000-to-1 odds probably. Shit, you might win. Let's just, for shits and giggles, I'm looking up the New York Knicks chance to win the NBA Finals. New York Knicks chances, odds to win championship. Wait, that doesn't seem that. That's not that great. I don't believe you guys. Shut the fuck up. There's no way. That's a 16-to-1 odds. Shut the fuck up.
So you bet $10, you win in 160.
They're full of shit. They're full of shit. Go to my bookie. What is that? No, I don't. You know what? I don't even fucking know. Here we go. Let's go to futures. Let's go to futures. Here we go. So the Lakers are defending champions. There we go. So Lakers are plus 335. Odds to win the NBA Finals. Where's the Knicks?
Well, hey, there.
250-to-1.
So if you bet $10, it's $2,500.
Thank you. I guaranteed you win 1,000. Just go put $10 on the Knicks. And with that,
Put me in, coach.
peace.
We got a lot of shit to stop here.
$10 on the Knicks. $10. Hey, Chiefs versus Raiders this weekend. Showtime with Mahomes and Casey.
I should have ended it before that.